Congressman, my name is Jeff Petersen, and I would like to thank you for responding to all the letters and emails that I've written you. I appreciate that about you. There's three things that you talked about this evening. You talked about cap and trade, you talked about our deficit, you've talked about health care. And it strikes me that all three are related. And how they are related are that the federal government has this perception that you all have the answers for us. No, sir. Here in Indiana, we have the answers for Hoosiers. And what we need is you all, you and your peers, to figure out how to clear the roadblocks for Indiana citizens to make the right choices about our energy, our health care, and our taxes, and we don't need you all spending any more of our money. And that is true. Just so you don't think I'm a kiss-up. That includes cash for clunkers, which you voted for, sir. Stop. We don't need it.
Cash for clunkers, early on when there was problems with the auto industry and the question about what size of a government, quote, bailout was there going to be for the auto industry on top of the banking, the financial industry, which I wasn't supporting the financial industry. And the response was, well, first of all, if you believe in liberty and personal freedom and personal choice, put power in the hands of individuals to stimulate the economy. And as Republicans, we talked about rather than giving that direct loan onto the auto industry, whom that money would not go to first, second, or third tier contractors, we discussed the cash for clunkers. And you're right, I supported that. And it was a very popular program.
It's redistribution of wealth.
I'm just telling you how it came about. So a lot of the Republicans voted against the loans. And matter of fact, we said no more bailouts to the auto industry. We support the cash for clunkers program. So I respectfully disagree with you, but I understand your concern.
Okay,
Way in the back.
This is one of the questions from the written box. It says on July 23rd, the U.S. House issued a 88-page report condemning Acorn. On page 73 is the conclusion. It does omit voter fraud, misuse of government funds. Why haven't we heard more about this report? Ron.
I can't answer it. The question is about the minority report with regard to Acorn, and how come you haven't heard more about it? Well,
Are you restricted?
I am, no, I'm not restricted. I just want to be tactful.
Drop her up.
Watch
all right, I'll just be candid. The president, as a community organizer, owes his allegiance to Acorn. There is a tremendous amount of allegations of voter fraud in the election that occurred here in Indiana in Lake County. We have an acting U.S. attorney in the Northern District of Indiana that would like to be the U.S. attorney. My public message to the acting U.S. attorney in the Northern District of Indiana is act on the allegations in the report that's based on voter fraud legislation.
Thank you, Congressman. I'm Ed Bowes from Lafayette, and I've got a question about my family. My mother-in-law, who has been diagnosed with pneumonia, and we see on CNN, MSNBC, Fox, where the SNU flu shots are not going to be recommended for seniors, but they're recommended for pregnant folks, young babies, people that are in their teens, age 25, but that the SNU flu shot is not going to be recommended for seniors. And we see rationing in Canada, and there's just a real concern among my family, because my mother-in-law is ill, about whether or not there is going to be care for them. Because it seems like the administration doesn't care as in the way that they're distributing, or will be distributing, the flu antivirus shot.
The concern about the rationing of care, we as a nation cannot, Medicare as a program cannot sustain itself with a level of cuts without it impacting services and benefits. So when members of Congress stand up and say unto the American people that the cuts that are coming in Medicare will have no impact upon benefits or services, that's false. Because under the House bill, the $300 billion that we have in here in Medicare cuts, it wipes out Medicare Advantage. I don't know how many here are that have Medicare Advantage, but it wipes that out. And it is a very popular program. It's a popular program because it costs the federal government 14% more on Medicare Advantage, but you avail yourself to far more services and benefits and programs, but in the end, in dynamic scoring, we save money. That's the purposes of the Medicare Advantage. And the Medicare Advantage is cut, so it's going to affect millions of seniors. And part of the concern here with regard to the bill, let me just say this, because you mentioned the word rationing. We know that under other countries that have social health systems, that when government begins to take over those particular systems, then it becomes about the dollar. And then the dollar begins to drive the decision-making process. So rather than processes or judgments made between you and your doctor that go from the base up, it becomes a top-down driven judgments, and then these judgments are based off of the dollar. And then these decisions are made through boards or panels. So, for example, comparative effectiveness. Individuals of whom will meet to say, these are the types of procedures of which we will only pay for. Because we have decided that these are the most effective. And what it ends up doing is it also then sucks innovation out of the system. And the rationing then of care, and it's one of the chief concerns. I know that the President was highly critical in the media, beat up Sarah Palin when she mentioned death panels. And it's because when the federal government gets involved in these intra-family and very personal decisions about end-of-life decisions, these are judgments that I believe are best left between you, your family member, your clergy, and your doctor, not the federal government.